this guy who was old school kids show actor, but then out in the world he's just washed up and he's a has-been.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like it talks about like, artist struggle, and it's like he himself got cancelled and everything and went through all sorts of these horrible things for things he actually did do, of course. And I always like wonder, when should someone be forgiven for doing something? Because it's like it's hard to forgive someone, and it's like, but have they been held accountable? Will they do it again? Are they high risk?
Well, there needs to be some form of redemption along the way in their journey to make things right. Like that's another thing that cancel culture is doing, because it doesn't matter what you said 10 years ago, they'll bring it up. And like Kevin Hart, he got a job, he got offered to host the Oscars, right? But then some I don't know, some social justice person dug up a joke he said 10 years ago, and it was about gays. He had a joke about gays, and he got him. They had to, sorry, you can't do the Oscars.
Wow. See, this. Do you know what pink washing is?
No, what's it?
Pink washing your racism, basically. It's basically being racist, but using homosexuality as your cover. So I support gay rights. I don't like black people. I support trans rights. I don't think these people should have a passport here, for example.
Well, that's a good example of what's happening now with the LGBTQ plus whatever. I can't keep up with the thing, but like women's rights, right?
Yeah.
And then where's the women's rights for that with the athlete? When they have transgender women playing in the women's category, when they completely dominate, that particular sport or whatever it is, where's the fairness in that? And you get
I agree.
Then you get women speaking up, and then they get shut down because of their hate speech against transgender women.
Yeah, and it's like, and that's the thing. Like, this is the funniest thing I've noticed. It's like, see, different cultures have different concepts and identities of what genders are. Okay, Samoan culture, they have a fa'afafine, which often gets labeled as transgender, right? But then they have their own label to it, which only translates to transgender because we're in the West. There's many cultures where there's different genders, but it's like you mainly see the white people in the LGBTQ community who appropriate that, then say, nah, I'm this, and then I'm offended if you don't call me this.
Well, the problem I see is that, you put in that category, the LGBT category, and that's it. There's no middle ground. There's no... Because I'm sure there's going to be like thousands of transgenders that disagree about this whole thing.
Yeah, and it's like, and that's the thing. It's like, you guys should be thankful you're in the West and you're able to practice this. Come to Africa, come to Middle East, come to South America and many places like this. You'll get slaughtered for doing that sort of stuff, and it's not a good thing, by the way. But it's like, you guys want to criticize other countries for making these laws. It's like they make these laws because if people do this sort of stuff openly, they can get killed. Like, you see a lot of extreme examples. Even America, they do it really bad, and it's really crazy there.
Have you been over there?
Hell no. But you see the news.
Yeah.
You see what they do. It's like, the Westboro Church, all these weird church groups that torture and kill people, and like, traffic kids. Like, you've seen those ones in documentaries. Yeah,
it's bad. But this LGBTQ, I don't know, thing, man, it's crazy. It's crazy because, I believe in fairness, right?
Hell yeah.
And of course, there's going to be unfair circumstances.
Hell yeah.
But I don't want to put every single LGBTQ in that category because everyone's different. Even, like, say, Samoans, right? Well, there's going to be Samoans that support Trump. There's going to be Samoans that support Ardern, or Samoans that support National, Samoans that support Labour. We're not all one.
Hell yeah.
We're different people with different beliefs. So how do you sort that out?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like we've got this podcast called Empty Out the Clip, and we were talking about the story that came out how Sonny Bill Williams, he posted he retweeted a tweet from a gay person who was glad that they didn't go through a transition process when they were a teenager.
No, she was 11. No, I know who you were talking about.
Yeah.
To be honest, with that thing, this is where the hypocrisy from the right wing comes in.
Mm.
You're not supposed to have transition. Even people in the LGBTQ community, they don't agree with, well, I wouldn't say all of them, but majority of them, I'm sure, wouldn't agree to have a transition surgery by the time you're 10 because it's dangerous.
Yeah, that's right.
Most of the time they come out and they do this stuff when they're adults. Like, if you're an adult, you want to do that, fine. But I don't think it's good that kids do that. But I don't think kids would want to do that because they're kids. They don't think about that sort of stuff unless adults tell them to.
So I was pretty shocked by that story because I didn't even know they were doing it that young. Like, I was, what? Are you serious? What?
But when you're a kid, you go through all sorts of phases.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm sure you've met, like, that one hot chick who gets with a girl in her high school days to try and explore her uni days, but then she's completely straight afterwards, as an example. Or even like, these rich North Shore parties where the guys do weird stuff behind the rugby clubs and all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You always hear these sort of stories, but it's like, this is what exploration is. I don't think people should be given a label.
Yeah, that's right. It's all that identity politics kind of stuff that it's... If you don't filter things out, if you don't sort it out, you're putting a whole bunch of beliefs in one thing, which doesn't necessarily be that one belief. It's like a gang sort of thing. Like, when we talked about that, I told you about that topic.
With Sonny Bill?
The Sonny Bill topic. I posted that up, and I got some hate. We got some hate from people who said, "Oh man, you know how many LGBT community suicide? You hate, that's hate, I'm not gonna, that kind of stuff." But I'm like, wait, hang on. It's not that everybody. It's just a few people that don't, like, that's what I don't agree with. Like, I don't, if someone came up to me and said, if my son, and this is what we said. If my son came up to me at 10 years old and said they want to transition, I'd be like, "Oh, look, son, you're young. Let's wait till you're older. You'll probably change your mind. It's too young. It's too young to be doing this, right?"
Yeah, no, that is way too young. If my son did that, I'm like, I don't, I don't care what you associate yourself with. That's none of my business, because you can't stop your kid from doing anything they want.
Yeah,
but no, I'm not gonna agree to a transition surgery at 10. That's dangerous.
Yeah, exactly.
They can die.
Exactly, and it's not like we're supporting them. We're supporting them by doing that. And as parents, we've got a right to, to sort our kids out on that age.
Exactly.
But we support them like, okay, let's go through the missions. They turn 21, 25. They still feel like that. They want to transition. Oh, fine, support them because that's a good enough age to know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And but then it feels like to me, like at the stage where my son comes up to me when he's 10 and we have that conversation and I say no, I get the hate from that moment.
Yeah, but you get the hate from your son mainly because your son is angry and doesn't know what he wants because he's a kid.
Yeah, and then I hear in the background everybody saying, that's wrong. That's wrong. You shouldn't do that.
You don't need other people's permission to raise your son the way you need to.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So where's that narrative gone now?
See, that's the thing. You always get people extreme in the left. And by the way, people who are extreme in the left are just as bad as people who are extreme in the right. They too are racist. They too are prejudiced. And they too are only selective with who they try to cancel. Let's be honest here. No,
that's true. That's true. And that comes back to the point of you're putting all these people in one category where all these people have different, they think differently,